How come people are already there? Like, I'm surprised when I'm trying to come online and I come online, there are already people there waiting. So I don't know how that works. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. And to all of you that keep coming back, hello and welcome back. Quick reminder, if you've never subscribed, just to remind you to click that red button there that says subscribe. And after that, click the bell sign. That's where you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. Hello everybody, hello, welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to try, if I can, I really want to try and just go straight to the point, and just say everything that I want to say. Hi, still waiting. Are we not late? You're not late. Good evening. Hi, Joy. Hi. So I want to talk about, hi, Floret. Hi. Okay, let me see if I can go straight to the video. Okay, now I want to talk about this thing that's going viral that Pastor Adeboye said. I'll read it so I don't say it the wrong way. It says, upside down. So it says, my sons. Okay, anyways, do you know something else I've actually always wondered about? He's always saying, my sons, my sons. I don't know, but I've never seen anyone who says, my daughters. So is it always the men that he refers to in his church? Those of you that know can tell us, but like, I think that we're at a point where we should realize that as Christians, in the sight of God, there is no man or woman. I'm not saying we're all the same sex or gender, whatever, but God addresses us as his children. At this point, you would think, like I said, a lot of his posts are always my son, what about my children? Information and everything to his children and the Lord, both men and women, young and old. But anyways, this is what it says. It says, my son, don't marry a lady who cannot cook. Okay, he said she needs to know how to do chores and cook because you cannot afford to be eating out all day. Okay, that's the post that's been going viral. I never got the chance to react or say something about it. So I'm going to speak my opinion. As always, the comment section is free for you to chip in and say what your opinion is. Now, to start with, when it comes to cooking, cooking is a survival skill. Cooking is not even, learning to cook is not luxury, is not something out there. It is the survival skill, right? Do you know that animals, they train their children from the day they are born how to hunt, how to survive? You even see adìyẹ, chicken, hen. From little age, she's already breaking food and showing them. They follow her and they learn from her. And she doesn't separate them according to the boys and the girls. Wildlife, they all train their children to grow up and be independent hunters. Okay, so I hope my video is not cracking up. It looks like it's cracking up on my side. If there's any problem with my video, let me know. I may have to end the video and start again. Maybe in his eyes, women are still nothing in his eyes. Thank you, Audrey. Is that Audrey? Yeah. We have what? What was that? Oh, hello, good afternoon. Hi. We love you three much. Love you too, Edith. Thank you so much. Not forgive Adeboye. Who told you he needs forgiveness? Okay, let me focus. Okay. So now, focus here. So all the animals, think about all the wildlife and everything. They train their children from day one. Not the boys, not the girls. They train them with the survival skills. And that's why you see that when the animal babies, when they grow up, they are already independent. They can hunt and gather and feed themselves even without their parents. It's only when they are babies that they cannot survive on their own. But human beings seems to be the only species, if I can say that actually only train women. We're not, okay, let's say in our African culture, because it's not the same in all cultures. In our African culture, we are the ones that train only our females, and we give all the females all the survival skills that human being needs to survive. Food to eat is something that you need to survive. Why only train your daughters with these skills? Why should only the females, have these skills? Like I said, it's a skill everybody should have. Okay, now, something else I think we should focus on is this. Pastor Adeboye is of the old generation, okay? That is a fact you cannot take away from him. He sees things differently. In their time, only women went into the kitchen. In our African, let's even say Nigerian, culture, tradition, only women went to the kitchen. In their time, I can tell you that there are a lot of our fathers that never washed any of their children. That was the norm. They never, when I say washed, doesn't bathe or shower any of their children. But that's changing, okay? And that's why when their, God forbid, their wife dies, they replace her quickly, because there is that need for a woman to come and do the chores, because the man does not do the chores. I've always wondered, why is it a crime for a man to cook? Is it a crime? Can I give you guys this story? I really want this video not to be too long. My dad was never in the kitchen. I never saw him in the kitchen until my parents split up. I can't remember what happened that particular day. You know, when my mom left, she left with only the two youngest. In my culture, when the couple split up, the children belong to the man. Okay, when you're getting married, you're going there to go have children for the man. You are even the man's, because he paid your bride price. Okay, your head was paid for. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm not reading your comments. I really want to focus and go boom, 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 straight to the point. I'm really sorry. I'll read the comments at the end. I'll try to read the comments. So when my parents split up, I remember one day, I can't remember what the reason was. Okay, my mother left with the two youngest. One was like maybe like 5-year-old, and the baby was like a baby, like few months or 1-year-old. And this particular day, my father cooked. I can't remember why he ended up cooking, but my mother was no longer there. My father cooked for the first time ever. I would say, I don't know if that was the last time I saw, but I can remember the first time ever my father cooked. We all gathered watching him, like he's cooking. I remember my father, smashing up a bonga fish, bonga fish, the dry fish. I remember my father, and we're all watching him like, really? My dad can do this. We're all amazed. We gathered around looking at him. It was amazing to us. And my father cooked and did everything. And that has to be one of the best. Whenever I talk to my father, I get emotional. Okay. That has to be one of the best soups I ever tasted in my whole life. I'm not saying it because my father is dead. I'm saying it because it's the truth. And I thought to myself, so my father could cook. You see, my father's mother, who had only boys, no girls. My grandmother, my father's mother, had only boys, not a single girl. So they had no choice. They had to learn to cook. But at the point when my father got married, he became a man who didn't cook. But once he cooked, that I remember, and it was so delicious. We went for second servings. We went for more. It was that delicious. And I think about the fact that my father could cook that well. Not that my mother couldn't cook. My father could cook that well. But we had been missing out on my father's cooking. In the name of tradition, a man should not be in the kitchen. Think about these things. Just think about these things, right? Now, I train my children. Boys cook, girls cook. There is no such thing as you're the girl going to the kitchen, you're the boy. No. Everybody learn how to cook. Everybody learn how to, I can even go into like when I bought furniture when I was buying furniture and making up stuff for my house, my daughters were screwing and nailing things and everything, because I want everybody to have these skills. There are women that do not still know how to change a light bulb, because they come from a house where light bulb is a man thing. Boys should do it, and then the girls don't learn it. And then the girl goes to college, and the light bulb is there, that she's like, how am I going to change it? Because the boys changed it at home. These things are skills everybody should have, regardless whether you're a boy or you're a girl. I'm tempted to read comments. I'll give you guys another example, and I'm still trying not to make this video too long. A friend of mine, I've known him for years, when I say years, over 20 years. I went to Nigeria to visit, and I was like, you're still single? How are you still single? He was already like 40, 41. Why are you still single? I know he wants to be married. And I said, what exactly is the reason why you're not yet married? And he said, I've not seen the right one. And I said, what? I think I've talked about it before. What do you want in a woman? And he says something like, I want a woman that can cook. I want a woman that can this. And I said, listen, all the things you just listed to me are skills. And those are skills that can be gained. Okay. And I said, I think I've talked about it before. I said, for example, if you say, I want a girl that's dark skinned, chocolate, that is not something you necessarily can change, right? If you say, I want a tall girl, I've said it before, I said, you're not going to marry a short girl and expect her to get tall tomorrow. Because that is something that cannot be changed. I said, cooking is a skill that can't be gained. And I said to him, it's like saying, I want a girl that can drive. Anybody can learn to drive. I said, you can find a girl if you like every other thing about her, but she cannot cook. You can actually pay for her to go to Nigeria, what do they call it? Catering school or whatever they call them. And she can acquire these skills. Okay? So sometimes people don't really know what it is that you should be looking for in a marriage. Going back to the fact of the fact that Adeboye's, I keep saying Adeboye's generation, They see things differently. Listen, and that's why you shouldn't blame him too much. He says it according to his generation. Our generation see things differently. A lot of us in Europe, not only women cook, the men and women are cooking. So I know couples, one of my friends, very close friend, she is a nurse and the husband works in healthcare as well, and they work opposite shifts. They are both able to cook, able to wash the kids, able to do everything. When she's around, she does it. And when the husband is around, he does it. You know why? Because both of them have these skills. And then at the end of the day, is a skill that benefits both of them. Adeboye is of a dispensation, generation where it wasn't like that. A lot of people in Europe and even in Nigeria these days, some women are not even able to stay at home because financially they cannot. People in Nigeria, you can even get house help. Do you know some house help in Europe earn more than you that you're working out? So people don't even bother to get house help. Couples work together, and all the skills that boys and girls have gained is what they use to build their own homes. Going back to Adeboye's generation, in their generation, women belong in the kitchen. The man has no business with the kitchen. In our generation, both men and women are beginning to realize, okay, we both need to have these skills, and we see it different. Like, what is he talking about? The woman needs to know how to cook. Both of them need both of them need to know how to cook. We see it differently because of our generation. That's why I wouldn't really like some people taking it out on him. Realize where he's coming from. They are becoming out of date. There's no other word, there's no other polite way to say it. Out of date in the sense that their generation is different. Guess what? You'll be surprised that the next generation, when you say both men and women have to learn how to cook, they're going to look at and be like, what are you talking about? It is now the robots that do the cooking. We don't know what their own generation is going to be. It changes. So don't blame him. He's speaking according to his own generation. He's outdated. I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm saying it to the fact that this is not what it is today. And the next generation would watch a video like this and say, what is Samarco saying? That boys and girls need to know how to cook. No, the robot does the cooking. They may be able to have robots that do cooking in their own time. And then they will look at me and I'm going to sound stupid. But the thing is that right now, this is what it is. So people that are getting angry at him, realize that this man is operating from his own generation. I actually taped a video, audio. I rang my mother. I was discussing some things about marriages and everything because I wanted to see how their generation see things differently from our generation. It is what it is. You see, myself and my mother could end up getting into this massive argument. I'll be like, no, it's not like that. She'll be like, but I know that there's no point because she's never going to see it my way and I'm never going to be able to because I know that this is different, but she sees it that way. So coming back to this video, cooking skill is not something that belongs to only girls or no, everybody should know how to cook. That's why you see some boys in colleges in Nigeria, we say universities, they can't even cook. And then they start drinking only gari or soaking only bread and soak bread inside Fanta. And that is food because they never learned it from home. And maybe one boy among them knows how to cook. All of them always gather. It happens in the hostels and they go to the only one person that can cook and go and, oh, you cook today, make a chop. Do you know some boys actually, they all gather money together and they give that one person that can cook among them to cook for all of them to eat. Cooking is a skill, survival skill that every human being should have. It's like saying only boys should drive. Nobody says that anymore. There was a time it was only boys that were being trained to drive. But now people realize that driving is not something only boys need to know. Girls need to know how to drive too because they need to drive to work. They need to drive whatever. Women now, that's it. Women now are doing school runs. You see what I'm trying to say? You can enroll your wife in exactly, that's what I said. I already said that, if you're coming in between the video, you may not know that. That's what your wife can learn to cook. You can learn to cook. But my point is this. Do not be angry or mad at Adeboye. He is speaking from how he sees it. And he sees it according to his own generation. And what else did I want to bring up? I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to talk about. I've talked about this several times. I keep getting that question. That video, I don't know. You can actually go watch that video and watch it in full and you will know what I said about my mother. But I keep getting that same question, So I just wanted to come here and speak my mind, my opinion. A failed generation. Which generation is failed? The previous one or our one? I don't know, you know. Good evening, my beautiful, and thank you, Obi Juliet. Thank you. But anyways, that's my opinion. Whatever your opinion is, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And I think I'll end it there. It's not too long today. It's only 15 minutes. Thank you all for coming online. What did I forget to say? Does anybody have anything to add to what I said? I know there were a few comments that flew by, but when I try to read the comments, they keep flying even faster and faster. Ooh, previous generation, i.e., where Nigeria is currently in this state. I know what you're trying to say. The previous generation failed us, and that's why Nigeria it is the way it is. Good evening, Amaka Keduke Kime. Hi, Chelsea Brown. Hi, beautiful evening, pretty lady. Thank you, lady. See, that's why I don't like to tap the screen, because I end up wanting to. Lady Gigi. I think I'll keep it sweet and short. Whatever your opinion is, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.